with life without him?
Well, today was, I guess, the second day out without him. Life goes on, obviously in practice, and it's part of football. Stuff like that happens, and we were pleased that it was not an extensive deal, and we're hoping for a swift and fast recovery. I guess that's the same thing, but swift and fast. Does that make it extra fast? So that's what we want.
How's Gunner responded?
Great. Grayson's had a good camp. Best camp he's had since he's been here. He's playing with a lot of confidence and intensity, and really very pleased with where he's at right now.
How about the Kern kid? Talk about him. I mean, blocking.
Yeah, Blake Kern is who you're talking about, and he's Blake's been here, a redshirt junior, been here 4 years now, has steadily earned his stripes over the course of time. Was a high school quarterback. It's taken him a while to learn the position and play the position, but he has slowly and surely earned the trust of not only his coaching staff but his peers. And Blake has a role in this team. He's going to help us. He's going to help us in special teams, and he's going to help us as in some goal line, short yardage stuff. He's probably our most polished and physical blocker at the point of attack. You guys, we've talked about that at length. And he continues to show that, but we're going to keep pressing him. We need more out of him, but we're real pleased with where Blake is.
I know you like Chase Hare on his improvement, but you wanted to talk about his pass protection. How is he coming along in that area?
Anybody could probably draw the natural conclusion that the passing game comes a lot more natural to him than the run game or pass protection. We don't ask our guys to pass protect a lot, but when we do, it's going to be important that really when it comes down to him is the familiarity of the schemes. Mm-hmm. It's just a little different world. The run game schemes, the protection game schemes, a little bit of a foreign land to him. You can imagine it's kind of like a foreign language. He's been talking a certain language his whole career, and then we have a little bit of a different vernacular, and it's taken him a while to catch on to that. But really, at the end of the day, blocking, you've all heard me say this at some point in time, and I didn't come up with this, but blocking really comes down to two things: ability and want to. Sure, there's some technical things in there. That's my job to provide those. But if you have the ability to block somebody in this league, size, power, foot speed, and then you have the desire, it's a good combination, and you have both of those. I'm not saying that he's going to be a dominant blocker in this league, I'm just saying that he has proven that he's more than willing to do that. And when you take that with his ball receiving skills, I think you have a nice little complement there, and he's definitely in the right position.
Chad said over he had kind of bounced back from the third team stuff he was doing before the injury.
I know you guys aren't out there all the time, so you just draw conclusions on what you can gather and what you see and the questions you ask. And first camp, and he wasn't working with the ones all the time. That's not a ploy. It's just we're gonna use the guys that are in the best frame of mind, state of health, and the guys that are dialed in and tuned in. And we got too much talent in that room to whoever's out there not be that guy. And I'm not saying CJ hasn't been that. I'm just saying that when he is all in and he's dialed in and he's sharp, we all know what he can do. And we're going to make sure, and it's not just about, we all make it about him. I mean, not we all, but the media and the people want to talk about him from that regard because, he's a proven playmaker. But it's the same standard for every guy that we have in the room. This is how we're going to practice. This is how we're going to, be in meetings. This is how we're going to do that. And so we're just holding everybody to the same standard. And CJ certainly responded there before he got hurt. Was on the right track and is having a good camp. We just want a consistent camp, a consistent grind every day. He knows this. We've talked at length about that, and we fully expect when he comes back that with him having 12 games left in his senior year, for they to be the best 12 weeks that he can make.
Barry, you've been a part of Arkansas teams that have rebuilt. Where do you feel like this team is in that process?
Yeah, we're on the right track. I mean, we've got a better feel, better vibe than we did last year. We're working. Our guys are working, and I think everybody's hungry to play. We can't accelerate that beyond the preparation, but I think our guys are excited to get the bad taste out of our mouth, and we just got to go prove it. We've worked hard. We've talked a lot about it. And we all seen teams that have to carry that weight during the offseason, use that as fuel, and I think we certainly have. And I think we're a better football team for it, and so hopefully that'll show up when we get out there.
Derek, how are things looking at punt return, kick return, and Connor also.
Well, I'm excited. I'm pleased with where we're at. We're going to keep pressing. Obviously Deion's proven in games he can do some good things. Trey Burks is working for us at punt returner. We haven't really gotten a lot of in depth in the kickoff return as far as the skill just yet. We've been emphasizing our coverage units for the bulk of practice. We continue to emphasize that, and we will all the way through the season. But as far as the punting competition, I mean, Sam's obviously brought some maturity and some ability to that position, and I think Reed's responded very well. I really like where they're at in that battle right now. If we went to a game tomorrow, we may punt both of them, to be honest with you. And so that's where we're at, Nate.
Who's kicking off right now?
Well, Connor's going to handle that for us right now. I mean, if we kick today, that would be Connor. That's still competition. Matt Phillips brings some things to the table. But right now, that would be Connor for us.
Also, with Kern, is he catching well enough where you don't just telegraph it?
Oh, yeah,
going to
for
be a
sure.
run?
Yeah, yeah. He's not just, we don't send him out there with boxing gloves on his hands, So, I mean, he's more than capable of catching a ball. And that's going to happen at some point because just like you said, Nate, I mean, he's going to be our blocker, right? He's going to be a point of attack blocker, and people are going to know that. And so we got to certainly have a guy that can handle the passing game. He can. He's got good hands. I think because of that, he might bring some good playmaking ability to us at kind of sneaky times. Does that make sense?
Kind of Cantrell.
Yeah, kind of like Austin. But he's certainly capable. And he knows our passing game system. He's made some plays in camp already, and so I don't want to paint the picture that that's the only thing he would do or capable of doing. We want him to be. We want all of our guys to be efficient at all phases: run game, pass game, protection game. And the more guys that we have efficient at all three, the more we can play football without tipping off our hat.
Do you have Hayden
tipping off our hand?
What's Hayden Johnson? Do you have him?
Hayden's going to help us. He's going to help us on teams. I have him in my room. Yeah, I've absorbed him. That's the doctor. We call him the doctor. He's going to go to med school one day, and he's going to be a brilliant doctor. But he's a really good football player, and he's going to help us, and he has helped us in short yardage and special teams. He brings a lot of value as leadership. We're excited about Hayden.
Hudson missed a couple of days. How's he look since he's got back out there?
It's been rusty, as you would expect. He missed several days, extended period of time, and he's rusty. And you throw in the fact you're new and you're still trying to. He hasn't gone through the phase of knocking off the newness yet. Some of these drills and some of these plays are new to him, at least for running them. And so we're kind of working through that right now. He's going to be more than fine. You can tell that already early on with his ability. He's got a lot of natural ability. He'll be fine because he has desire and want to.